Hello and welcome to a game of Dota 2. We have jumped ourselves into the Reiko EMS 1 for the fall of 2013. We are in Cup 1 of the 4 cups. Then we're gonna see Evo taking on QWERT. We're gonna see the winner of this after that one up against Empire, who got a free pass through the first round. I say we because I'm not by myself. I am joined by Vickermont. Welcome back.
Good to be back. I don't know either of these teams really. I do know Lolik, and I've seen, I think, Mutrak play a little bit, but, you know, not that high-profile teams. Nonetheless, these drafts so far, very, very typical, very high-level drafts. Visage Darkseer combo, I think we've seen this as first and second pick like 2 times already today.
Yeah,
and of course, Naga Siren, a hero that's all over the place simply because of her extreme disabling strength as a support.
Yeah, and Abaddon already banned out by QWERT, so not wanting to face up against that one. Maybe because of its own knowingness, or maybe because it's just annoying to face. Let's face it. It's the new tree, as some people have started to call him. We're also gonna see Lifestealer banned out, Bed Naya removed. Also fairly standard, all of that. One hero that we still have in the pool that is still also high profile is of course the OD. And maybe we're gonna see that picked up by QWERT. Of course, for me as well, I'm fairly unfamiliar with the teams, or at least I have heard of the names before, but I haven't really seen them play that often. And that's, of course, gonna be resulting in me not really knowing their favorite drafts all that much.
Well, the Radiant team here, I guess they sponsor my keyboard, because if I look at the keyboard, it says their team name, but that's, other than that, yeah, they go for Weaver. I actually think they definitely could have gone OD simply because it's heading into a ban phase, so they could just ban the counters, but I think Weaver all around is a little bit stronger than OD. OD is amazing in lane, but he funnels you into playing a particular way that I feel Weaver doesn't as much.
He also is, of course, one of the heroes that you don't really know what you're gonna do with. Now, if you have a Weaver and Naga Siren, there's so many different routes that you can take. You can get Weaver off lane, Weaver safe lane, Naga support, Naga carry, Naga mid. There are so many options that it's going to be difficult for Evo to really decide what they are indeed going to be banning out against this. As, well, they are taking their time right now. They are still having all of their bonus time left. As, oh yeah, no, that's someone having the same avatar as I thought someone in my friends list had in terms of a pro player, but it's not him, so never mind that.
Well, somebody in here has the RNG Sports avatar, but I don't think Dr. Screw, open parentheses, Siberia, close parentheses, is actually in RNG Sports. Although nobody knows who's actually in RNG Sports right now, so who knows.
I casted a game yesterday with 4 non-orange players, including Mushi, and then the 6th official player of Orange actually playing as official.
Keswick, yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna see QWERT. They are thinking about their ban right now. Nyx Assassin got banned out. Maybe Evo is thinking about picking up an OD. I mean,
yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Both teams are sort of dancing around that OD. Will it get banned? Second phase. You don't want to give up a ban for it. I like this. I think this AM ban is very, very interesting because Evo still has their cards pretty close to their chest, and Jakiro, which we saw to fantastic effect in the last game, and Duza were really planting that Ice Path vacuum combo. And I actually think that Evo will definitely take that third.
Yeah, I mean, they can ban out the Razor, pick up the OD. It's fairly simple.
They could do that, yeah, for sure.
If they want.
Or the other option is ban OD, take Jakiro.
Yeah.
Or ban Razor, take OD. I think both are pretty solid.
Yeah, I actually think, I mean, Jakiro would fit indeed for both lineups as well, so if they leave it in,
kinda, yeah.
Maybe QWERT will indeed pick it up. Naga Siren, Ice Paths up on the Ensnare, works out well.
Yeah, it does. It's not that much damage, honestly. And there's a little bit of awkwardness where Naga Siren helps your physical a lot, and Timbersaw. They ban OD, take Timbersaw. That's cool, too.
Yep, but definitely. That's an off lane, or at least a solo lane ready. Off lane or mid lane. We've seen a mid, of course, in the previous game. Definitely able to hold his own. As QWERT is now thinking about what they want. Do they want the Jakiro, or are they going to give it to Evo? It's not really confirmed, of course, that Evo wants to pick it up, but it does fit, especially with the Timbersaw really now as well. I mean, imagine having an Ice Path Macropire vacuum into the Chakram with Iron Shells.
Yeah. Imagine a Faceless Void with that.
That could actually work out very scary for.
It actually would be pretty sick, but Void, again, it's a really heavy commitment. We did say it work earlier today for next KZ, but it's a very, very heavy commitment. I like the Timbersaw. Honestly, the thing is for QWERT, it's a tough draft because they don't really want to pick Jakiro, in my opinion. It's just not that great for Weaver. Like, the synergy is not really there. And the Naga Siren Weaver Jakiro synergy just is kind of iffy. So they don't really want Jakiro, but they don't really want to give Evo it either. So they go with SF, another huge damage dealer. It's that sort of damage duel that we saw last game, where SF can deal magic early and physical late. Timbersaw does magical, well, pure, but still, all the time.
Yeah, we have actually, I believe, got an answer from Twitch, or at least it looks like it's fixed. I got a bit of a drop for a second in terms of not seeing any viewers, and then we got viewers again. So I think we got swapped on servers, which would be awesome. No more lags. I'm praying for that. Sorry, I always say what I think, so that's not related to the game at all.
No.
Windrunner.
I'm still lagging like crazy too, but that has nothing to do with your stream.
Yeah, I don't actually. I don't hear it. I heard it once in the previous game, but
right.
Other than that, it's just fine.
It's I think it's mostly annoying for me, which is good.
Yeah.
But I'm also accidentally interrupting you because I can't hear what you're saying half the time.
Oh, that's fine. It's a typical thing, like. Not like the one thing that also new co-casters and new casters have, that you don't really pay attention to your caster, your other co-caster at all. So. Oh
yeah, but I feel like we do pretty well.
We have good synergy, I think, in terms of what we say about things. It's always something different, at least. I feel like that's good.
Exactly.
There is your Jakiro.
They did end up taking it.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. Honestly, Jakiro's better with SF. Like he plants the ice path and you just raise on top of it.
Yeah, we have, by the way, Timbersaw and Shadowfiend. Looks like we're going to have that mid matchup again with the Windrunner offlane. So let's see if this Shadowfiend does the same job as the previous one, as he did actually pretty well, of course, up against the Timbersaw. We have the Gyrocopter removed, and already, of course, Anti-Mage and Alchemist removed from the pool, so we're kind of low on carries in terms of standard carries that we normally see. And I'm actually expecting from both teams still a carry, even though for QWERT's not necessarily necessary. I mean, I know what I just said, but I mean, a Weaver and a Shadowfiend could be that dual core, but I personally like Weaver on the offlane then better, but of course, one could still go for the offlane and then just pick up the Weaver as the carry, or have the Weaver as the carry.
I like both. I think Tri-Lane Weaver is really pretty strong, and offlane Weaver is definitely also pretty good.
You know what hero is
they go
ignored?
for?
Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, they could still take it, honestly. QWERT could.
Yeah, that's the one I mean, indeed. Morphling, I like it though. Well, I like it, I say that.
I kinda don't. I wanted Void now. Now that I've gotten the taste of Void, I just want more. I love that hero. I think he's... I just think Chronosphere is a really funny ability. It leads to such hype moments. Well, yeah, okay. I'm not actually surprised, because, that was the slot that they had. I think this is pretty sensible as a lineup. It's pulling in a lot of different directions, but you can interpret that as a good thing. Like, they have a lot of possible ways to win the game.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about the Morphling. And about the sadness that we're not going to see. Like, we had Faceless Void Anti-Mage matchup. I mean, you know, how old school can you get?
That is pretty old school.
But now we have a Morphling, which is also pretty old school.
Yeah, but, that is also TI1, but not against Weaver or Shadowfiend as much.
It's a shame.
What I want to see is return to the days of Morphling versus Spectre, 60 minutes, 3 kills.
I'm not quite sure if I kind of support that. You know?
Not sure if yeah. Well, once in like 2 years is fine for something like that.
Yeah. We'll see. We have got, of course, the teams. It is EvoPlay on the Dire side. They are all moving towards the top lane, very slow because nobody has boots. But we have got Doctor's Crew playing the Visage. It will be Akela playing the Morphling. Lolik, of course, the one that we actually know very well from standing in for several CIS teams, playing the Timbersaw in this game. We have got Brock on the Windrunner, and then last but not least, it is the Darkseer, played by Fake Own.
30 seconds to battle.
It's actually funny that you mentioned that they're moving slowly, because of course all of these heroes I think are sub 300, right? Except for Darkseer.
Yeah, you're right. That's actually fairly... Well, I just thought I was used to seeing faster heroes from the previous game, because of course you see people with boots in all the time. But maybe that's the reason why I noticed it. I don't know.
No, they're actually super slow. It's a slow lineup. But once they get boots, it'll be fine. Of course, they have Surge.
Look at Nagasira, 320. I mean, she's going to catch up to everybody.
She is legit fast. She's super fast. She's like one of the faster base movement. She's not CK, but she's still pretty crazy. It's actually part of why she's so good. Anyway, looking towards QWERT, they've got HP track, HP TRK on the Weaver in the bottom lane. Supported by Mu7 on the Naga Siren. Where's the other support? Here he is. Vex on the Jakiro. Then in the mid lane, it will be... Who's on Shadowfiend? Sasu on the Shadowfiend. We saw this matchup. We're going to see it again. Timbersaw versus SF. And then the off lane piloted up by SCT on the Nature's Prophet.
Indeed, and Nature's Prophet trying to get some creeps with his creeps, but he's not really successful with it, unfortunately for him. So no experience for him just yet. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him rotating into the jungle fairly soon. In the meantime, I mean, this matchup, we've seen it indeed before. I'm gonna assume it's gonna be going the same way. Well, like Shadow Fiend not really getting that much at the start, but getting still some souls up, and of course, once he gets those souls up, he is gonna be outlasted in Lolik. So far, Lolik is doing a good job, though. 4 for 1 compared to the 0 last hits that Sasu has actually at the moment. Although he, of course, has got that one.
He has a lot of opportunities here, yeah.
There we go. He already has 3 right now, so...
I don't know if I agree with Timber pushing the lane this hard early. I feel like it's just guaranteeing SF a window back in, but it's okay. Yeah, Timber is actually in a really awkward spot here. Like, he has to walk up the steps to actually do anything.
Yeah. And this is, this is pretty decent for Sasu, actually, right now. He's getting some souls. He actually harasses Lolik away, so we'll get some more freedom, perhaps, with that last creep. This is, by the way, the only lane that people are actually meeting each other, unless this Nature's Prophet is going to be getting risky here, which it looks like he is, because he really wants some experience. But he has to be careful that he's not too greedy, because that will be a very fast first blood for Evo. I mean, these supports, I mean, with the Windrunner support here, it's not that strong in terms of killing potential just yet, especially not since there's no disable. There's only the power shot, and of course, well, I say of course, but Visage hasn't inspected anything just yet, not knowing what he needs. But if he gets out of position, he is going to be slowed down and killed down. Off.
For sure. I like the Visage approach a lot, where you know you have no good reason to take something, so don't take it, save it up. One thing that I'm gonna be watching very intently is the efficiency of the farm for the carries. So whenever you're looking at teams that you don't know well and you sort of don't know what your take on them is or how good they are, one thing to watch is, do the carries make the most of their free farm lanes, because that's a huge deal. And so far they're both doing a pretty good job. Morphling early was way ahead of Weaver, but he actually missed most of those last hits under the tower, which is not an easy task with Morph. So.
Yeah, we have a tier 1 tower already taken down though, on the bottom lane, or at least I say already taken down, but it's about to go down, at least by the looks of it. They are sacrificing a little bit last hits for this from the Weaver, I think. So far he's still on top though, but I'm expecting that to happen.
It's too bad they didn't take Liquid Fire on Jakiro, level 2. Even though it's not good if anybody comes, against just the free farm lane, if you want to push a tower, it really, really helps.
Yeah, it definitely does. But they are pushing down this tower fairly fast. We'll see if someone comes to defend it. If Darkseer comes, for example, with an Iron Shower or something, to try and pull the lane back behind the tower. For now, nothing just yet. Are you expecting the first blood to happen in the mid lane purely because of the Timbersaw and the Shadow Fiend in theory being the only one around? Or are you thinking that they're going to try and dive the Nature's Prophet?
You're talking about the tier 1 top situation?
I
honestly think they just keep it really, really steady. They have almost no push compared to what QWERTY can bring, so keep as far away from the Nature's Prophet as possible, try to starve him on levels, and just free farm the Morph.
No, in comes actually TP bottom. This is a Windrunner trying to help out. He has to be careful though. Ice Path misses, but the Riptide would still did quite a bit of damage. Windrunner only still level 2. He's gonna try to deny the
nice
tower.
Fort. Really good fort. I think they can get the deny, maybe.
Nope, Naga Siren, no, with the damage, and in comes Weaver, still level 4. I mean, this is a very early level engagement. They have to be really careful here. Nobody is really higher level than anybody else by a big amount, so could be turned around fairly easy. But nobody actually dies apart from the tower, which is not really a body, so nobody dies.
Yeah, I think both teams are doing fine for their overall game plan. Morph heading towards that Lincoln Sphere that AUI 2000 described as Morph's Battle Fury. I mean, the big amount of stats really does help you just sustain much, much longer and do everything you want. Here it goes. They're going to go for SCT, but I think he should be fine. Yeah.
TP's out. Soul Assumption doesn't get disjointed, but he'll be healed up enough by the time it actually hits.
In my opinion, if they really wanted to kill him, they would have had the one in adaptive, because you probably don't have enough damage with that Windrunner there to actually kill him before he TPs, so just take the adaptive to interrupt it.
Yeah, it would have been a good one. Level 5 upon the Morphling, he did have the space for it, I believe, but rather goes for extra level in, of course, his waveform. Or in the Morph, whichever he chose. He went Morph in level 1, though.
He did, yeah. I mean...
24 for 11 in the Shadow Fiend mid. He definitely caught up, and he is now 10 last hit ahead of Lolik. And
the tons of denies versus the 2 denies from Timbersaw. Yeah. Timbersaw's not even level 6 yet. This is actually great, and I actually do think this goes back to the decision early on to cast a couple extra Whirling Deaths and push the lane up to the high ground. I think that gave SF too much space.
Definitely brought him back into the game with last hitting earlier than the previous game that we saw with the same matchup. The difference is bigger than it was there.
Definitely, yeah.
There's maybe a little bit of skill involved, who knows. Don't really know, as Darkseer is taking actually a lot of damage here in this jungle, but apparently still confident that he's gonna get this Mind Stealer without having his mind stolen. But this Darkseer is actually doing very well. I mean, he's got jungle last hits, fair enough, but he's got 25. And is it something that right now QWERT is not really getting in the jungle, though they are trying to stack some camps, of course, for the Shadow Fiend later on to take. They have got some camps up with double stacks, but their supports are not really getting anything, or at least not that much. And they don't really have an equivalent to the Darkseer at the moment, apart from Nature's Prophet, who is really not getting anything at all.
Yeah, they probably could be stacking a little more in this jungle. The tough decision is you're not sure if Nature's Prophet needs to come back, and a level 3 Nature's Prophet is going to struggle to clear stacked camps.
Ooh,
so
Ice Path in the mid lane, and raises as well. Can he Timber Chain himself away? And cannot Timber Chain himself away. First blood.
Good first blood.
To Jakiru. With an
Yeah, because the supports don't have that much room to operate as far as getting farm, I think rotating and trying to earn kills is a very, very good tactic. And that secures Shadow Fiend's victory in this lane. Now Timbersaw can't really make a credible threat without supports rotating. SCT's in trouble though.
Yeah, it's getting harassed here. He cannot TP out. 24 seconds and he will go down. Not the first blood anymore, but still nice skill going the way of the Visage. Of course, that's going to be giving him a little bit extra gold. I like giving gold to supports early in the game. I mean,
Sure.
It just allows you to just have such more impact as support in terms of and getting wards and getting boots and getting teleport scrolls to be able to move around, and just it starts up your gameplay, starts up your movement so much earlier.
Yeah, I actually feel that it's time for Nature's Prophet to head jungle. He's not going to survive this lane anymore.
Yeah.
And he's level 3 at 7.5 minutes, and he seems to want his Midas, so yeah, go jungle. Okay. This is definitely the correct decision. And again, you can see he avoids the stacked camp because he can't actually clear it. So there have to be a couple camps unstacked for Nature's Prophet to actually be able to do work in.
Yeah, in the meantime, Jakiru comes from behind, maybe tries to take down the Darkseer. Darkseer being very far up. We do have Weaver down to half HP though, so it's just harassment for now. I don't have any other way to really deal with him. As I mean, the disable on the side of QWERT, I mean, you've got yourself an Ice Path and a Snare, which is of course very nice. But they need to be, like, Ice Path is a skill shot, and Naga Siren is actually, well, he's getting some free farm right now. That's actually helping him out. He is being allowed to live or to farm by himself in the jungle. Never mind what I said. He's gonna get there. It's fine. Oh, or he might not be fine. He's gonna take the gank in the face, and comes the Timbersaw with the Whirling Death, and the Chakram, and the Shackle, and the kill, and it's going away of the Timbersaw. Raises Ice Path, double kill, Shadow Fiend gets it done! Maybe they can
Excellent.
get Brock as well. He is able to wind run away, but that raises, Sasu. That he would gladly trade a Shadow or Naga Siren for that double kill.
Oh, unquestionably. I actually think that all comes down to Jakiru. Fantastic positioning and rotation to cover the exit of Evo after they pick off the Naga. Really, really good. Shadow Fiend has SF, has Jakiru to thank for the fact that he's going to get BKB way ahead of schedule.
That's gonna be scary for Evo for sure. I mean, that was their hope to maybe ganking the Shadow Fiend. Of course, you're not gonna try and gank the Naga Siren.
He's about to snowball really hard because he's gonna help Nature's Prophet get some levels here by just raising this camp down. That just took Prophet to 5 and gave Shadow Fiend the next part of the BKB.
Yeah, and I mean, there's more creeps in the jungle, and it's going kind of fast for QWERT right now. I mean, they're getting kind of out of control. In the meantime, they have a Weaver that's doing very well as well. I mean, in terms of net worth, he is second highest for his team. It's actually not as high as I thought it might have been.
Darkseer's done a really good job of annoying him and doing a lot of damage to him with Ion Shell.
And that push in the early game actually kind of hurt Weaver, I think. I mean, he had free farm at the start.
Yeah. I think it was nice just to cover, like, make sure that there's almost no gank opportunities, but on the flip side, because Evo knew that they wouldn't be able to gank Weaver, they didn't really bother, like, having to buy detection or anything. Like, they just have the sentries for Windrunner, so it actually saved them a little money on supports.
We've got Morphling doing nicely for Evo, though. He's, of course, going to be there.
40 denies.
40 denies, insane. He is building towards his Lincolns. He is second highest on net worth. Of course, you can't really beat Shadow Fiend that got a double kill and got those jungle sacks, etc.
Yeah.
But he is doing really well. He really is. And we might have Lolik trying to play some games here. with an Invis rune hanging behind the tier 1 tower. There are, however, 2 smoked heroes around here, both Jakiro and Naga Siren. Of course, heroes that Lolik does not see for now, but we'll soon see if he gets close enough. But Naga Siren may be already visible if it's nighttime though. He's gonna be safe. Shackle doesn't latch.
Yeah, I don't know how much Lolik can actually make happen except the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, level 5 Nature's Prophet. That's gonna be an easy kill for him. Chasing him down and one more hit needed. Actually, whoa, whoa! He thought he was gonna get a kill, but he didn't. Now he goes down, but now his TP is gone, and now he may be a little bit sad, but he's still Timbersaw. Yes, got Timber Chain to get away. There isn't a snare that he can Timber Chain himself out of as well. In comes the snare, raises as well. The Timber Chain towards the trees. Ice Path to follow up, and hits, and Lolik goes down. That's not worth it.
Sick Ice Path. This Vex guy is pretty good at Jakiro. Yep. I like these Ice Path placements.
He's been an all kill so far.
Yeah.
But this is a not a good trade for the Timbersaw. Like a little bit of miscalculation, thinking that Nature's Prophet would actually die, and of course already trying to TP out. Pretty ballsy move from him, but ended up paying him for it. And of course, I mean, not only did he die, he also lost a TP scroll for it. 135 gold extra down the drain, as right now, whoa, whoa! Sasu hitting hard upon Morphling. Morphling was morphed a little bit into agility, of course, that kind of helps. Only 29 strength for him right now. But has to be careful, because Sasu
he does
hard.
have to be careful. Sasu is really huge. I mean, he has quite a few more last hits than Akela, who has never left the lane, right? And Shadow Fiend has managed to pick up some kills as well. He's been part of 100% of kills, just like Jakiro. So Sasu really is, right now, the most important person in this game. And Evo, I mean, they're just going to have to play pretty safe, because any sort of fight, SF more likely than not will just completely dominate it.
Yeah, SF sitting on level 11, which is the highest level in the game. And they're actually still level 4 upon a hero that we already discussed earlier today is such an important hero to have level 6 on. It's the Visage, who still doesn't have familiars. Windrunner already level 6, but level 4 still up on Visage is quite sad. But they're trying to make a difference there. They're trying to gank up on the Weaver, who is level 9. He's gonna time-lapse away soon from the Darkseer, but gets sprouted up. Actually, the sprout misses. Now he realizes that maybe he can run. Soul Assumption doesn't do enough damage. They will kill off the Nature's Prophet, though, who came in to try and help out, but I guess Nature's Prophet wasn't really expecting.
Lolik, by the way, is
Lolik
dead.
goes down. Nice! Vex, another kill for him. Necropyre burns.
This Vex guy.
Yep.
Pretty good.
Making the
No, I just keep saying that. No, I think Jakiro is picking up a lot of the slack. Like, honestly, Nature's Prophet is having a really bad game. Like, he's so far behind. Level 6, no Midas still, like, got even farther back from it there. So they need somebody to be as much ahead of where you expect them to be as Nature's Prophet is behind. And Jakiro is that. Like, this is a very, very big Jakiro, like, relative to how he should be performing.
He got higher net worth than the Timbersaw at the moment. That's pretty scary, to be fair. Semi-carry Jakiro, I'm all for it. We can start calling or start saying what a player.
Oh, Jakiro actually rewards farm extremely well. You can get things like Veil and Blink and Aghanims. Those are all amazing items for him. Jakiro can... There was this one game with Arsart, I can't remember the league. It might have been Starladder actually, but he was just insanely big on Jakiro and won the game.
Yeah, we're gonna see, hopefully, carry Jakiro. We'll see.
I wouldn't go so far as to call it carry Jakiro.
Okay.
Not talking like
very firm Jakiro.
Mjolnir.
Make it happen. Make it happen. Well, we are having, of course, because of the kills that have happened so far, everybody is kind of being shut down on the side of Evo, apart from the Morphling. We do have the Mechanism up, I believe, up on the Darkseer, which is good. And he is definitely needed in the fights. Darkseer and Morphling are the only farmed heroes, and they're not really able to make that big of an impact just yet. We were expecting that maybe to come from the Timbersaw, but he's not able to play that role at the moment because he just gets killed off.
Weaver.
Oh, the dust is there. He already used his time-lapse. That's gonna be him safe. Yep, fast enough.
The Shackle was a little early and they just didn't have enough to follow it up with. If Visage was 6 before that fight, then Weaver's done. He's straight up dead. But because Visage only hit 6 afterwards, it's not enough. So Weaver escapes. The good news is for Evo, this is a good Lincoln's timing. 14 minutes for Morph. This gives him a lot of ability to just safely farm away and not worry too much about just getting taken out. Maybe Shadow Blade on Shadow Fiend, but they know that he went straight BKB.
Yeah, we've also got ourselves a new item up. I kind of forgot whichever one that was. Actually, I saw the item up. Oh yeah, Hand of Midas! Hello, Hand of Midas. 15-minute Hand of Midas for next profit.
15-minute Midas, not too bad. It's okay, actually. As late as you get it, like, you need to catch up on XP somehow, and Midas will help.
Yeah. At some point, it will earn itself back, depending on how long the game lasts, of course.
At 35 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
But the XP will become useful immediately.
Yeah. We're gonna see how fast he'll be there. He is 0-3-0. Normally, when they just profit, I mean, even they get assists with their ultimate, so that's not the case right now, which is kind of sad.
He only got his ult. He got his ult in 13 minutes. So.
Yeah. Oh, Shackle doesn't latch Vex. Out in time. We have a haste rune picked up soon by Sasu, by the way.
Don't step to Master Vex with these shackles. He's not gonna accept them.
No, he's not gonna fall for them.
Yeah.
Puny shackles.
I do think that Mech is smart with this money. Oh, he's getting chased by Morph, but I think this is a little bold of Morph.
Yeah, nice dodge, and there comes well, the replicate out.
Yeah.
Into the top lane. Oh,
So
haste rune for
he's gonna get the
Sasu.
fast.
He's actually chasing down the Timber Saw. That's not the best chase that you can do. He actually turns around, changes his mind. Good call.
Smart. He wouldn't have been able to. I mean, it moves Timbersaw so far back that it gives Shadowfiend some free pot shots at the tower, which is good. And Weaver has gotten a lot of free time as well. So he has Treads, this sort of solid all-around stats Weaver with the Drum of Endurance Akala Treads. So he's actually a little bit tanky. Oh, what a shackle.
Maybe a little bit dead. Yep.
Yeah, that was an excellent shackle.
Nice shackle. Darkseer with the kill. I was gonna say he hasn't been in any kills or deaths right now, but he's now 0-1-0.
That was really nice. Good job of Evo. They need to exert more control over their side of the map.
Oh.
So if anybody's on that side, they need to punish them.
This Shadow Fiend, he's got Chrysalis. He hurts like hell. Shackle doesn't latch here. Sasu with the Chrysalis. I'm gonna wait for it to be there and then see how hard he hits for. Because he's level 13, which is, I mean, compared to Lolik is only 3 levels ahead, but he is double the amount of levels as Dr. Screw is right now. He's level 6.
His levels are a huge deal because SF, if he hits a quick 14, which is the level that he just hit, he maxes out that Presence of the Dark Lord for a free almost Desolator on the entire enemy team. Add that to Chrysalis, he can basically hit people for about 450 if they don't have that much armor. You can't stand against this SF. He's just too dominant because your Timbersaw does nothing against the BKB.
Tier 1 tower gets fortified. Not denied just yet though, but might be. Oh, nice touch in the shackle between him and the Weaver. In comes an Ice Path. BKB turned on. Raises. Dead? No. Mechanism helps out. Nature's Prophet Ultimate tries to make sure that something still happens. Tower still gets denied by the Visage, so that's a nice one. In comes another Ice Path. This one doesn't hit as pretty. Down goes the Shadow Fiend actually, and it is gonna be QWERT that has to back off for this one. Everybody on Evo is so low, but not dead, and that is of course the main issue right now as Wex tries to get himself out, but is locked beside some people. Gets himself killed as Aquila takes a double kill with a Weaver from over the top, and Weaver still dies. And that's, look at Evo, everybody's so low, but nobody actually dying. I'd say Mechanism MVP from Darkseer.
Unquestionably, Mechanism was really good, and QWERT didn't really put that fight together. I don't think they got the positioning they wanted. The 10 seconds of Shadowfiend BKB, he just... either the team wasn't quite in place enough, or Shadowfiend didn't focus on one target for long enough, but he was not able to do anything during the BKB timing. Well, he did some damage, but not enough to kill anybody. And so as soon as the BKB ended, he was just like, okay, this is when Timbersaw kills you, because you haven't killed him, so... And of course, Morph... That's the thing about Morph. That's where the early Lincolns pays off, right? It gives you so much stats breathing room that you can convert into strength at a moment's notice to not die. And that fight is actually a tremendous advantage for Evo. Like, that completely stops the Shadow Fiend domination in its tracks right when you would expect the SF to just take over. Yeah. Like, Morph just got higher net worth than him off that fight.
Snowball stopped, I'd say, for sure.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
and he's gonna get shotgun, he's gonna work towards it.
I was kind of expecting a song to come out there from the Naga Siren to maybe try and help out, for people to back off, but it didn't really happen. It's a bit of a shame there for QWERT. I was kind of thinking they were gonna get that. They even got the tower denied. I mean, oh wow, wait a second, time lapse away. Morphling still in this. Still quite confident apparently up against his Weaver, but Weaver is the one to back out in the end.
Yeah, I mean, Morph can, especially now that Windrunner's here, this is pretty scary for Weaver. And Morph, he looks low, but that's the thing with Morph, right? He looks low and then he morphs strength, and all of a sudden he has 3k HP, and you cry a little to yourself.
Yep. Yeah, I've got the Jakiro almost getting the mechanism for his team. I mean, that was a difference maker for sure. Darkseer's
SCT.
mechanism, without it, oh, that's a kill for Timbersaw. Nicely done.
With that rank 2 chakra and the insane pass damage that it deals in combination with all the spells, Nature's Prophet is just, oh, they might actually get Visage, which is something at least. Nice mech.
Yeah, the Surge is there. Doesn't work out though. Jakiro with the kill, of course, because he has a haste run. He's insane. What a player. It is Fake Own that gets himself an ultimate orb, so in comes perhaps the Scythe of Ice at some point from him. Maybe a good one to stop the Shadow Fiend. Of course, Shadow Fiend, I mean, the downside of having a very early BKB is that also at some point, oh, in comes a Shackle. Shadow Fiend in a lot of trouble. Song. By some time, they run a run.
Just leave.
Yeah, they are leaving. Good call. Familiar's coming in though, looking to see if he can get a stun. Gets him on the Naga Siren. Naga Siren might still go down, but they don't really have a disable anymore, especially not with that Ice Path. Well placed coming off from Vex, of course.
That Vex. So what a player. He does need mech pretty badly. If you're gonna go mech on this Jakiro, you gotta try to fill it out if you can. They need to find a lane for him to pick up 500 gold in to finish it off.
Yeah.
Because we saw the difference of having mech versus not.
It was an insane difference. I mean, without mech, there would have been 3 deaths on the side of Evo, if not more.
Absolutely. And even, I mean, honestly, part of it was just everybody was sort of attacking somebody different. Like, if they had focused one person at a time, it could have gone better.
Yeah, we've got a pause coming off from the Morphling as we have the gold graph going the way of QWERT still. 3k gold, they have taken down 2 towers in the game, while Evo only has taken down 1 in total. Experience graph though in favor of Evo, or at least fairly even by the looks of it. Evo of course having 4 kills more at the moment.
Yeah.
And especially after the previous fight, it should come as no surprise that they are ahead. I mean, look at that drop, it went from 4k in favor of QWERT to 1k in favor of Evo after that fight in the mid.
Yeah. I think strategically, Evo are in excellent shape right now, simply because Morph is now not trivial to pick off by any means. He has the Ghost Scepter to avoid some damage. He has, of course, this Replicate to get out. And I think he'll be a big deal. Nature's Prophet is still quite a bit behind. He's working his way up, so he's almost at Shadowblade, so we can't count him out completely. But certainly at this point, Evo are in much more comfortable footing to find that route to the 35-40 minute Morphling dominance window.
Yeah, especially since Shadow Fiend is going to be a little bit more careful after, of course, previous fight in mid.
Yeah.
Perhaps that's going to make enough difference. We have Aquila. He's able to replicate into his illusion. We'll probably do that unless he can get a kill here, actually, which is actually maybe possible. They both die. Okay. Man fighting, that was.
Okay.
I was kind of thinking Morphling is going to weave and then replicate out. You know, that would be the logical thing. That's the thing that we normally see, as the Weaver actually should be able... Oh, he's got dusted. But in comes Naga Siren. But then the BKB gets turned on, and I think Morphling thought, hey, I can actually kill this guy by Naga. And then it's a man fight, and then both die. It was funny.
I think that favors QWERT. It's okay to trade your SF when you have a Weaver and Nature's Prophet versus Morphling on a team with Timbersaw. I don't think Morph should have stayed in, and I mean, I appreciate it from a pure, like, you know, on an ideological standpoint, but in terms of a strategic, I don't know.
Yeah. We do have, of course, Morphling dying first, so he got the experience for it as well. Well,
right.
Of course, Jadafin killed Morphling with his ult in the end. Towers are being traded, tier 1 for tier 1. Both fortified. Right now as the Ice Path hits up on Morphling, looks like the tier 1 top is actually not dying, while the tier 1 bottom does go down. So in favor of Evo right now. And this tower will get denied, I think, or will be able to be denied. If Aquila wants to do so, then he can.
Yeah. He's gonna go for it, I think. Well, maybe not. Oh, no, it's 1 HP out of... it's 1 HP outside of deny, right?
Maybe Nature's Prophet can snipe it at some point. Oh, Nature's Prophet, you're gonna go down if you're not careful.
Nice dodge. Good Ice Path dodge. He's gonna pick up... I don't think these treants should be on him. It's free gold. They should just move them away.
Hide in the forest until you can get the tower for free.
Just stand next to the trees and pretend to be a tree.
Works as well. He's green and all that.
It's not on Dire side. It's all barren, wintry trees.
True. Mechanism done. When are you expecting QWERT to try something again? I mean, now that they have the mechanism, are they feeling comfortable to try it again, or are they feeling still, because of course previous fight, that they should be getting more? I mean, they have got more cores in the end.
I'm sure they don't feel comfortable. Like, they probably are still a little scared of what happened last fight. The mechanism does give them an opportunity. At this point, I just don't think you win off the back of SF is really big anymore, simply because he's not convincingly bigger than what the other team is bringing.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they can win a lot of other ways. They've got a Weaver, they've got a split push Nature's Prophet. Weaver can get big and dual morph. It's fine.
Yeah, actually, I have Lolek being harassed away here from this bottom lane, but there will be some people waiting for him. Hello! In comes in his snare. He's of course able to Timber Chain himself away. Ice Path, so hits in comes TP, so run! QWERT, Shackle,
that's a
by
big shackle.
Shadow Fiend. Don't think he's gonna live very much longer. In comes a nice vacuum as well as a wall, and the song to help the rest get away. Naga Siren will TP herself out while the other three back off. That was a pretty neat reply from Evo. And, I mean, they TP'd a lot of people, but they killed all the Shadow Fiend. I think it's actually quite worth it, especially if they get another one out of this, because Timber is still chasing down a Jakiro.
You can't actually stop the TP, though. They got a tier 2 tower as well. I mean, they got tier 2 tower top and the SF kill. I think it's well worth it. Plus Naga, because she's only level 8, only rank 1 ultimate. It's 180 seconds CD. So that's a long time you don't need to worry about that ult. If you want to do something like make a play at Roshan, you probably could off the back of that. Doesn't look like they will, but it's a lot of space.
In comes a Shackle up on the Naga Siren. Icepath tries to help out, but a Soul Subshift comes in, Visage picks him off. Brock, you're tanking the tower, Brock.
He's so dead. No, he's okay.
Dead.
No,
Nope,
he's not.
Naga Siren Illusions, take him down. At least Naga gets something out of that one. But they are going to lose their tier 1 tower though, unless Vex can make something happen. Vex, who is going to run mechanism, Morphlane, can he get it? Yes, he can. Hello, Ethereal Blade.
Yeah. I don't know. I think QWERT lost control of this game, and you really have to say that they lost control at that particular point. Here's the thing, though. They have some potent split push. Like, it looks like HP Track is going to get the tower. That's a really nice trade.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not great, but it's much better than nothing.
It is, indeed. And, I mean, top tier 2, at some point it will drop as well, perhaps with the Nature's Prophet. I mean, like you said, they have got 2 heroes that can split push fairly easily.
Yep.
Weaver and Nature's Prophet, and that means at some point... I mean, right now they're trading a tier 1 for tier 2 in a couple of kills, but at some point it might be trading a tier 3 for tier 2 for a couple of kills, or a couple of kills for tier 3, which would of course be ideal. And at some point it won't be tier 3s, it will be racks. So if QWERT can hold on to some buildings to trade with later on, that would be ideal.
I do think that QWERT, they're shifting into that split push approach. I think Weaver, now that his BKB is complete, could just go into Dezo, and then your Weaver Nature's Prophet split push combo is going to be extremely, extremely potent.
Oh, Morphlane looks to shotgun someone, gets Ice Path though, nice. Nice Ice Path again. Coming off from Vex, what a player. In comes, oh, shotgun still, is it enough? No, Naga Siren throws out the Ruin Snare anyway. But Morphlane is already sitting in the base. You know what would be funny? If the TP actually gets cancelled. No, it doesn't. Doesn't Snare get disjointed by TPs? Or is it flying
if it's
to base?
in the air when you TP, I actually have no idea.
It's not going to.
I like their wards, by the way. The vision for Evo is quite excellent, whereas the vision for QWERT is
Ice
not.
Path! BKB turned on, in comes Requiem of Souls. Morphling though, mech'd up to full HP, and now is still pounding on the Shadow Fiend who has to back off. Maybe he gets a kill, yes he does get that kill. Can they get more? Macropire doing a ton of work there, and Snare up on the Darkseer. Shadow Fiend still in this for now, for a little while longer, but does end up going down. 2 for 1 in the end, but a worthy trade for QWERT once again. In comes the Song. Perhaps I can take down more, especially Windrunner here. And take down him. Whoop, there he goes. And now goes the Jakiro as well, so at least it's a double kill still for the Timber Saw. BKB turned on by the Weaver, wants to go for the Visage, gets him as well, and gets a double kill out of that one, or at least Nature's Prophet picks up. That's a team wipe.
Yeah, and that's a team wipe that Evo gave to QWERT. Macropire does a lot of damage. Like, Macropire has a pretty cool ability if people will sit in it for you, and Morph was walking along the Macropire to get to Shadow Fiend.
It's pretty good for Vex. I mean, what a player, you know, you made that happen.
Yeah, Vex sort of psyching out the opposition into walking directly into Macropire. SCT's probably dead here, though.
Oh, that's not gonna be good.
One more cast?
Nope.
Oh, too bad. Lolek doesn't get it. He's pretty tanky at this point with Vanguard Bloodstone, but yeah, that was a really bad fight to lose. And they probably shouldn't have even taken it in the first place, but especially not walked into it with Morph. Like, you don't have Aegis, dude.
Does that put QWERT back on even, though, is the question? I mean, the gold graph goes in their favor once again. Experience graph as well, but of course one thing to note is that Shadow Fiend actually did die. But what Weaver didn't, and Weaver got himself a kill. And an assist, all of a sudden. That was, by the way, the first fight that he was actually involved in.
Right. I do think that the fact that Weaver... Oh,
Weaver
the shotgun is still really scary is the thing, and it gives them a lot of map control because you're just so scared of more.
Oh, Sasu, he has his BKB up again, doesn't want to use it straight away. Ice Path! Nice one! Morphling can go morph into his replicate though, does exactly that, leaves Logic by himself, but he'll be able to live.
So scary. I mean, SF, he does have the Daedalus, he does extremely good damage, and
Yeah.
Weaver, with that fight, because he survived and got those kills, as you said, he was participating, he's now moved quite a bit towards damage items that he could want for some split push. Nature's Prophet as well, he's getting to the scythe.
Yeah, slowly but steadily. He's level 16 right now, which is pretty decent because it is the second highest level in the game. As in, level 17 is the highest. There's actually 3 people that are level 17 though, so it's not that special, I guess. 2 of those though are on the side of Evo, is both the Timbersaw and the Morphling, who are doing really well, and it's only the Shadow Fiend who's level 17 on the side of QWERT. But I guess the difference between level 17 and 16 is not that big. Of course, Weaver also level 16, and he is, like you said, he's doing well. He's catching up. He's getting his damage items up soon.
Check out how much this Visage doesn't want to die. This is a rare build. 144. Max Gravekeepers for that mad. It is really great magic resistance. I mean, we saw that last game. Like, if Visage just like sits inside of Shadow Fiend's ult and just tanks a lot of it, it actually has a lot of damage reduction effectively to the team.
Yeah, it works out great. It's like a mini pipe.
It is like a mini pipe. That's an interesting way of thinking about it, and it's true. It's true.
I mean, by the way, we got Darkseer that has the Scythe of Ice ready, of course, but nobody that actually starts building a pipe. I mean, me saying that kind of made me think, like, maybe they should actually get a pipe, because there actually is quite a bit of magic damage going through, coming off from QWERT. I mean, especially if you're planning on standing on Macropyres.
Especially if it's in your plans to stand inside a Macropyre. Pipe is a good skill to have, yeah. But honestly, the thing about Morph is that he's actually a great split pusher as well. So you can see that he pushed it all the way into the tier 3 here. Didn't do any damage. Oh, nice courier snipe by SCT.
Indeed.
What was it carrying?
Because it was on his way back, so...
Yeah, it didn't have anything.
Oh, we have a Roshan attempt though by Evo. I think they're gonna get it actually. Should be able to. Because there's nobody of QWERT that's actually aware that this is going on. I mean, they have some wards there, but it's not far enough to catch out everything that moves around there, so...
Right.
It should be...
yeah, just for Morph is going to be a huge deal, especially because Akila plays pretty aggressively on his Morphling.
Yeah.
And if he gets some more stats items, like, I wouldn't mind Scotty. I think it could be a big deal this game.
We'll see if they actually make it happen.
Butterfly would be great too, actually.
He bought something.
No, I didn't.
Yes.
Akila?
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm talking about Shadow Fiend. He has a Yasha ready and a Morbid Mask.
Oh yeah.
We have got Weaver maybe in a little bit of trouble though. In comes Akila. Oh, Weaver turns on his BKB, TV's out.
Yeah,
They don't even notice, I think.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you know, we don't care. But that was a 9-second BKB.
It's worth it to survive, but it's certainly not something you like to lose.
Definitely not. Invisibility Rune by Timber might be trying to snipe someone off. Double damage rune as well. It's almost running out though, but maybe you can catch out some supports. I mean, they're running around together, which is quite nice. But there is a sentry ward. If he goes invisible, they will see him. Hex now also up. Nature's Prophet. Look at that.
Yeah. I think both teams moving towards their goals. I don't know who's gonna win. I think both teams have a route to victory. I think QWERT's is a little less obvious because it involves successfully outpushing Morph, basically.
Jakiro, what are you doing there? Weaver doing more dangerous things though. He's gonna go down actually. He will not time lapse.
I don't know what that's all about. That's really weird positioning.
He was trying to kill a solo Visage, which he almost got, and Vex tried to come in to help him, but then he found a Timbersaw, which he was able to get away from, so that's good. But, yeah, Weaver didn't stop chasing, which is kind of bad. Have you noticed that every time that Aquila weaveforms, that he actually swims a little bit longer than the weaveform actually lasts for? It looks a bit funny.
Wait, what? Sorry.
If a Morphling weaves, he leans forward and he weaves, right? He dives, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when his weaveform ends, he's actually continuing on to swim a little bit longer on his normal speed before he comes back up again. Oh, and Snare, Lolik will be able to timber chain away again.
Yeah. Ice Path was like an inch short. It was only a few units short of catching out the Timbersaw. And see, the one thing is that they're vacuum, like they just don't have that much to follow it up. So the vacuum is just not all that impressive. But the big thing is that their Morph is getting there, right? Like he's got 16,000 net worth, moving towards whatever he wants his next item to be, whether it's Butterfly or Manta or Scotty. All of them are viable options. And this morph is going to be tough to deal with. It's gonna, like I said, it's not obvious for QWERT.
And they just lost QWERT just lost a tier 2 tower, and of course we've been talking about their ability to split push, but they need to make the towers that lose, they need to turn it into trades, and they didn't.
I agree.
They still have the tier 2 towers on the top lane standing and the mid lane standing. And of course mid lane is more difficult to kill than the top lane, but top lane, I mean, it's down to half HP, but I'm thinking maybe it could have already been dead. It's quite difficult to split push up against a Morphlin though, because Morphlin will be able to kill off the Nature's Prophet.
Because of his replicate powers and his mobility. Yeah. Also, the last Weaver death cost him, like, he could have Desolator right now, and instead he's still working towards it.
Yeah, that definitely doesn't help out. What do you expect QWERT to do right now? I mean, they're split pushing. Is it still going to work?
I mean, with the Deso, I do think that they can race a little bit. The Morph is going to be very, very tough to trade with, but perhaps you could try to maneuver him into making it a poor choices and just take advantage of that. Split the team.
Split the team. Well, that's not going to happen for now. Evo is all bottom.
Yeah. SF, Nature's Prophet, and Weaver with Desolator should be able to clear out a tower extremely quickly. Much more quickly than Morph can.
Yeah. Well, they're not there right now. We have both teams on the bottom lane. With Weaver also still farming out a camp. Lolic thinking about maybe going forward? No. Just sticking around. The tier 2 tower will die, and Nature's Prophet did teleport top to try and split push a little bit, but the lane is so far pushed out that he won't be in time to try and trade something. He'll be forced back before he's there.
The slow start for Nature's Prophet is definitely costing him. To only have a Shadow Blade and Scythe and not even tier 2 boots in 37 minutes as Prophet, it's tough.
Timber Chain inside the base wants to go for the Jakiro, the one that lands those annoying ice baths all the time. Maybe he can get something. Tier 3 tower on the siege though. There's no fortification up. Ice bath still up a lot, but no follow up. In comes the song. Shadow Fiend is gonna ramp up his ultimate. Oh, never mind. Familiar stunts first. There's his BKB. Here comes the Requiem of Souls. Let's see what they can do. Lolic has already killed himself. In comes the Aegis revival from the Morphling. Down goes the Visage. Naga Siren, also dead. X up on a kill. He does have a replicate up though, but he won't be able to use it in time. He will go down. That's a double kill for Sasu. That's actually pretty big. Nature's Prophet TP's out. Weaver able to kill him off. Nicely done. 4 dead on the side of Evo, and they're able to defend their racks. I was not expecting them to be doing so well in that fight, and now they get a tier 2 tower. They got a tier 2 top as well, and I'm thinking, why not teleport top to take a tier 3 as well, or force out a buyback?
It was a well-positioned and well-timed sleep, is what it comes down to. Naga Siren managed to use the sleep. They went into a perfect Requiem. I mean, it's very easy to set up a perfect Requiem with the Song of the Siren. It instantaneously killed both Timbersaw and the Aegis of Morphling, and all of a sudden Evo didn't have any of the advantage that they went to go for. Now they have to buy back Morph if they can. They can't buy him back! Oh, this is bad, actually. Like we said, they can kill towers right quick.
Yeah, Darkseer is here though. He does have a wall up and a vacuum as well, so he might try to make something happen here. In comes the Hex up on Lolic. They try to take him down, but a Hex up on Shadow Fiend as well. There comes the wall. No more vacuum though. He already used it. And all it does is basically locking Weaver out. Turns on his BKB. Goes for the Visage. Visage gets surged away into safety. Perhaps it works. One more hit away from dying. Will end up staying alive with Weaver now the one to be forced into safety. No, goes down still. Doesn't matter. But in the meantime, oh no, tier 3 tower doesn't go down.
Racks.
Shadow Fiend, yeah. They could.
That was.
Sorry, Ice Path. Oh, another
one. No. I'm just annoyed. The Visage kill was not worth. Not.
That was a very fast kill on the Windrunner and TP out from the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah. Nice kill.
Nice kill.
I do think that they could have at least gotten the tier 3 if Weaver had just stuck to the plan, but
instead of diving a Visage through the tier through the
like, who cares? It's just Visage.
Did you see him now? Did you see Morphling swimming? No?
No, I wasn't looking at Morphling. I was looking at Shadow Fiend. He's got his Satanic. Satanic, Yasha, Daedalus, BKB. This Morph is a big deal. Yeah, sorry, this Shadow Fiend. He's actually ahead of Morph on net worth once again.
He doesn't have buyback anymore though.
He does not, that's true. But he'll get it back. Shadow Fiend is a great flash farmer. They just need to go into they need a ward and just farm their jungle a little bit.
Yeah, Evo doing the same thing, or at least farming their jungle Which they need because they realize, okay, you know what? We need at least buyback before we go again. And possibly Aegis, which is going to spawn again in 2.5 minutes. So I'm going to expect that the teams, both of them actually, going to try to play fairly passive until that Roshan is up again. And maybe some supports are going to try to have a ward battle beforehand.
Yeah. I mean, I still don't know. I feel like either team, just simply because neither team has been able to actually get the Raxes or high ground convincingly yet. I don't think Evo are out of it. I do think that the game keeps like shifting. Basically, each big team fight is giving the other team an advantage. Also, I would love to see Weaver shift his treads back to Agi at some point, but it's okay. There they go. So, I still think Morph has the potential to take this game over. It's going to be a lot harder after that last fight, simply because SF has leaped ahead.
Yeah, and he did it. He did end up indeed having the Manta stuff. 2200 gold already. Oh, did you see that? He actually looks kind of funny when he makes a replicate. He's almost able to kill all the Shadow Fiend as well. No, he's not.
I'm missing all these amazing Morphling animations, apparently.
No, he does. He like puts his hand up in the air and does like a ballerina twirly thing.
The shotgun was a little slow for Morph, I feel. This is part of it. He hasn't gotten a single kill with that shotgun combo.
Yeah, that's true. At least, even on the Naga Siren support, it's not convincing enough. It's not enough damage coming out from him. I mean, after Naga Siren was able to stay alive on an inch of HP, fair enough. I mean, it does force him back, but it doesn't kill him. It doesn't get kills. It doesn't get you ahead.
Looks like Naga's going Halberd. I love this. I think it's excellent. Morph is a ranged carry, so Halberd is much more effective on him than it is on somebody like Alchemist or Chaos Knight or Anti-Mage. So I like this pick. It's the Alliance build for support Naga Siren, and I hear Alliance are a decent team.
Are they? I hadn't noticed.
They're generally considered to be decent.
Oh, at least I'm learning some Dota here. It's good. It's good. We have a disconnect, Timbersaw.
Anyway, the other thing is that, yeah. I mean, I still feel Evo would just do better if they took fights, or if they just avoided, like, if they just moved fights away from the Macro Pyre. I think they can, because QWERTY haven't really been trying to, like, use the sleep to land the Macro Pyre. It's more the Macro Pyre is just separate, and then the sleep to land the Requiems or stuff like that. Yeah. So it's a little bit of unforced errors playing as much on the standing in the fire as much as they have been.
Of course, for people wondering, we're not missing the Empire game this way, because the winner of this will be up against Empire after this one, so we can't start without this game being over, as we are indeed going past official starting time.
Right. What was it?
2200.
2200, yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. We have got the reconnect. Apparently they're ready there as well again. I mean, the Shiva's Guard is up on the Timber Cell together with the Bloodstone and the Vanguard. Yeah, I don't really like Vanguard that much. I liked it on the IO earlier today, but on the...
I hated it on the IO earlier today.
Well,
I thought it was terrible.
In the end, I didn't like it, but I thought at that time, when they had the IO at that point, when they had the Vanguard, I figured, okay, they're going to end this within 10 minutes, it's fine, because he's not going to get a hard in 10 minutes.
The Vanguard in this case was, I think, just to keep Lolik alive long enough in the fights when Shadow Fiend was like double the net worth of anybody else. So I think it's okay in that context. I mean, you've got 3 right-clickers that are all dumping, like, especially Weaver, who doesn't do that much damage, but he does, you know, attack multiple times per second. It's not such a bad item to block a little bit of that every time.
True. We've got, by the way, the War of Wards has begun. Evo is winning.
They are.
They have, they've just countered the ward that only Jakiro only just now placed, which was kind of sad for him. I know how that feels, so. But we have Roshan coming back again, and that is going to be a Roshan going the way of Evo for now, but if it's in the hands of QWERTZ, I mean, they're not going to try and give it away. They want to have it. Did you see Morphling now?
Okay, I saw it. It's pretty cool. I saw it that time.
Cool. I'm not sure if it's a bug or if it's intended, but it's still pretty funny.
I don't know. My annoyance is that ever since I disconnected that one time, I can't see the rush clock. Oh, wow. Oh, well, there you go.
Wow.
There's the shotgun.
There's the shotgun. That's going to be working out against Jakiro for sure. Maybe now they can get the rest of well. BKB turned on by Sasu. Goes for Lolik. Not the most easy target to go for, so he turns around. Goes for Morphling. Also, Morphling into strength. Can't really go for that. More BKB's turning on. Can they actually get a kill, or are they going to get killed off? Looks like killing off is probably indeed the one that is going to happen. That's why they get themselves the hell out of dodge. With the song. Nature's Prophet ultimate. They're actually still able to kill off the Windrunner in the back end. Nature's Prophet's ultimate indeed got that, and the vision was only there because of the bug from the Weaver, which is quite nice.
Yeah, It doesn't really matter though because they lose Rush off this. Losing the Jakira at the beginning of that fight because he's their mechanism carrier made it completely impossible. Plus, then you don't have Macropyre for the other team to sit in.
It's gonna be Morphling with another Aegis.
That's actually really good for Evo. Yeah. It's funny, every fight has just flipped. Like, we're alternating fights.
Yeah.
Like, Evo convincingly won that fight. The previous fight, QWERT convincingly won. The fight before that, Evo convincingly
I feel
won.
like we have a lot of games like that.
Yeah.
Today.
I wonder what Nature's Prophet is building. I guess BKB also? Or no, Mjolnir maybe, I guess?
Or still Desolator?
No way. 2 Dezos? That'd be so bad. I don't agree with that at all.
2 split push, like one on each tower? One on each side?
I don't like it.
I don't like it either, but that's what I think about if I see an Nature's Prophet with the Mithril Hammer. Maybe some miscommunication. I mean, it's all fairly...
I think it could be Maelstrom.
young.
Yeah.
It could work out. He's got a 5k gold though, so he can buy it.
He's got a lot of gold, definitely. BKB is an option. I don't think it'd be bad either, for that matter. Stop the reign of Morphling terror a
He's
little
actually
bit.
going to be happy that he didn't spend the gold, because he's going to need a buyback soon. He comes to Dust, he's already dusted up. The vacuum didn't reach,
shots
though.
fired. No, I mean, Shadowblade's a good item.
Yeah, but he's still dusted. Yeah, the extra movement speed, of course, helps out a lot.
Yeah. And Windrunner doesn't have enough damage to actually kill him. She's very defensive, the Ghost Scepter. I like it. I think the Ghost Scepter is the right call here for Shadow Feeds.
It's a BKB, so you were right.
Right. Okay. Yeah, BKB makes sense. You run the risk when you're split pushing of just getting caught out by Morph and shotgun comboed.
This time Hex, BKB, TP out. It was ultra safe.
Exactly. It's incredibly safe.
We have all outer towers are down. We have the Aegis in the hands of Evo. We have the gold graph even. We have the experience graph even. Actually, I'm actually like, I remember me saying earlier today, where a game at 43 minutes was at 0 lines. We're gonna get there again. And
Yeah,
we're 45 minutes. I mean, this is quite insane to have this game still so even. It could still go either way. These team fights are going back and forth. Of course, with the Aegis, Evo is going to be a little bit ahead in this one. The next fight to come. And they're actually the ones to force out the fight, I think, as well.
Yeah, I think Evo are ahead, definitely. They can finish the Butterfly and Morphling here if they want. I think that would be a very big addition since SF does not have an MKB. He has some of the money to actually get an MKB, but he's got to save for buyback, so I don't think he can just go ahead.
I like what Weaver is doing, though. He's clearing out creep waves behind the Evo team.
Smart, yeah.
So they only have 1 creep wave to really try and go high ground with. To be fair, they only need 1 creep wave if it's successful. So we'll see how far they can get. There's still fortification there. There comes the song. Weaver giving some time to TP back home. In comes the Weaver. In comes the BKB Wreck of Souls. No familiars. First, there we go. Bit late, but it's still there. Lolic taking a lot of damage. Still alive though. Morphling, Weaver himself out, going for the bug first. Soul Samson. So far, a suicide for Timber, who was able to use his Bloodstone for that one. We have got the Windrunner able to get himself away in the Ghost Scepter. Will probably be taken down though with the Razors there and with the Nature's Prophet there as well. It's 2 for 1 so far. Timbersaw and Darkseer dead on one side. The Rex, of course, still standing, which is the most important thing, and they're still fighting against themselves. Darkseer having a fun time with his illusions, which is probably the best ones to get illusions from. He got them nicely done. But it's a fight going the way of QWERT in the end.
Definitely.
Wasn't as ideal as I thought, though.
It was pretty good, all things considered. They dithered a little bit, and there was some good Visage stuns, because Visage familiars aren't slept by Song of the Siren. So he managed to stun Shadowfiend when he was about to try to cast Requiem of Souls. So it could have been a stronger combo, but I feel it was strong enough, and they removed the Aegis, so Evo have definitely been stymied in their attempt to go high ground. And Morph, moved a little bit away from his Butterfly. He had to make a travels to get out of that situation.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, I mean, he'll get Butterfly anyway, and I still think that Evo are slightly favored, but definitely that was a very good defense from QWERT in a fight that could have been their last one.
Yeah. I mean, they took the Aegis as well, which is pretty strong.
Is this single Elim or double Elim?
Single Elim, I believe. Yep.
Oh, wow. So high stakes.
High stakes. Yeah, it's 1 game to rule all. And it's pretty, it's pretty important. Both teams are going to be, on paper, behind on Empire in terms of, like, that's going to be expected results. So this means that you're fighting for the points that you're going to get with that. Like, you're fighting for points each cup, right? And at the end of the cups, the teams with the highest points make themselves into the group stages.
That sounds right, yeah.
Yeah. And so this is, this is very important. Basically that. Let's just put it to just cute with that one. It's very
Weaver moving towards his MKB, by the way. This is really nice because he's only about 800 off, so he's going to hit it around the same time. I mean, Morph's going to have Butterfly, but Weaver's going to have MKB hot on his tail. Yeah. If they also had an MKB for Shadow Fiend, I feel that Morph is in a world of trouble.
Shadow Fiend could actually almost buy it. I mean, he is pretty damn rich.
Yep.
He could, of course, also still finish up his Manta style, which is maybe more likely.
I think he'll actually go MKB before he finishes Manta.
He can still, of course, also sell his Teleport Scroll, go for Boots of Travel, and then go for MKB. Oh no, there goes his Yasha.
He sold the Yasha and is going Butterfly. Interesting.
I didn't think he would sell it.
I also didn't, but then again, Butterfly is a better item.
Yeah, well...
Manta would not be useful here, frankly, for Shadow Fiend. I don't. And in fact, Manta is a conditional item for Shadow Fiend in the best of circumstances.
Oh well. As long as it works out. He doesn't have buyback at the moment, but I think that both teams are gonna be not fighting until the next Roshan is up in 4 minutes. Because, I mean, that just has such a big impact. Normally, you don't want to fight unless you know that you're gonna win the fight. I mean, that makes sense, right? And I think both teams are, at this moment realizing that, you know what? We need an Aegis to win a fight. We need an edge. Because we don't have it, per se, with our heroes.
Either when you're very behind or you're very ahead, you take fights that you don't know about. But when you're very even, especially late in a game, we're 50 minutes in. The death times, there are 4 heroes on the map whose death times are over 90 seconds, absent a buyback. So a big team fight loss could actually be the end of the game here. And it's going to actually be very difficult for Evo because they've let the game run so long. I talk about that 35 to 40 minute period where Morphling is just almost unstoppable. That came and went, and now they're the team that has only one real auto attack threat against Nature's Prophet for as slow of a start as he had. Look at this guy now. He's level 24. He has BKB Scythe, part of an MKB Shadowblade. This guy has some right-clicking potential, and Weaver as well.
He really does. I mean, looking at the levels in total, we of course have got one level 25, so that means that this is the last time I look at the experience graph, which is even. But 2 level 25s, 2 level 14s as well, by the way, both on the side of QWERT, with the supports and even being level 15. Of course, both of those are going to have an impact when they, or all 4 of those, when they reach level 16, and most of all that counts for the Naga Siren.
Yeah, it's a really big deal for the Naga Siren and not a big deal for anybody else, really. Maybe Macro Pyre if people decide to stand in it, but Familiars, the level 3 isn't, like, if you actually look at what it does, it's a little bit extra HP, but at this point, this late in the game, it's almost nothing. And it's a good boost to their damage, but their damage is so, like, kind of weird and conditional anyway. I don't think it's that important. My concern for Evo is the fact that because this Windrunner is so behind, it's going to be difficult to develop her as an alternate core later, because Windrunner is pretty capable of serving as sort of a late-game semi-carry. Like, not as much as Nature's Prophet, but she can go toe-to-toe to some extent. But in this game, she won't, because they're simply too far, like, she's too far behind. She'll never be able to catch up, unless the game goes to 80 minutes.
Well, look at this. We have got QWERT, actually, the ones to take out some action here on this bottom lane.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the possibility to slow push. They don't have the meta style for the Shadow Fiend, but they do have Naga Siren Illusions. Oh, ooh. Sasu, you're kind of hurt right there. In comes the Song. BKB already turned on, though. BKB... Whoa, Song turned off. Sasu will end up going down. That's a bad initiation for QWERT. They have to get out. They have to get out. Can they actually do that? We have Jakiro going down as well. Lolek still chasing down people. We have got Weaver TPing out. That's going to be successful. Naga Siren picked up still, though, and that's going to be 3 for 0. QWERT, I mean, this is why you don't initiate. This is why you wait for an Aegis or wait for a reason to fight. You don't have a reason to fight.
I agree. It was definitely a mistake to just initiate, especially with the Shadow Fiend out front. Morphling has 250 agility, right? So you can't just walk into that guy and not expect to get etherealed for half your health or more. He now has 5.3k. If he adds something like a Scotty onto this, he's going to be blowing up almost anybody that he wants to. That was a really pretty serious mistake for QWERT.
Yeah, and that buyback needed as well, because on the bottom lane in comes Evo. They only don't have the Jakiro. That's actually a pretty big deal. He is going to be here in 4 seconds though. Nature's Prophet and Weaver on the meantime are farming on the top lane, or at least pushing out the top lane. Weaver does have a TP scroll. There is a fortification as well. Nature's Prophet needs a TP back as well, but they don't have the Song because they used it awkwardly on the bottom lane just now, so they'll lose their racks. and they don't have their initiation that they've so far used every single time that they came. Every single time that Evo showed themselves on the bottom lane, they used that song to initiate and won the fight in the end, but can't do it right now, lose their racks. Maybe now can get some fights, but it's Evo that tries to back off. And oh, that's a Timber Chain miss, and that's a Hex and an Ice Path and a Sprout. 4-star forward, will it work out? Timber Chain? No, doesn't work. Shadow Fiend with a kill. At least they get something in return for it, but that's still not worth it.
He's got 1 million gold, so he can buy back. This Bloodstone has definitely been like bottomed out. Like he's never had more than like 7 charges on it, unfortunately. But Timbersaw, you lose him. That's okay. You didn't lose Morph. They put a lot of pressure on them. They got the Raxes is the big deal. And I agree with you 100%. It's exclusively because of the Naga Siren. And this is yet another reason why I think the pushing was unsafe. They were only 1 level away from shortening that cooldown by 60 seconds. If that CD on the sleep was 60 seconds, they would have had it before that fight. It was 50. It had 50 seconds left when they came in. With sleep, they can win that and protect their racks. Without sleep, they lose the set of racks. That gives Evo the first, like, truly meaningful, sustained advantage of the game.
Yeah, we actually have QWERT. It looks like they feel maybe a little bit pressured here to make something happen, because they are on the tier 3 tower right now, almost take down the Windrunner, but the Hex is up on the Shadow Fiend. In comes the Darkseer Wall, there comes a song. BKB turned on, and oh, Requiem of Souls quite slightly out of play, but they still get the Darkseer from it. Maybe they get more. It is, however, the Weaver that dies. Will buy back. We'll try to be back here fast, as Aquila is now dominating. Darkseer buys back, and comes an Ice Path. It's once again QWERT that tries to run. Aquila maybe dies. He tries to... Ah, he dies. That's gonna be 1 dead Morphling, but of course he can also still buy back, and it is the Shadow Fiend that dies this time, and he cannot buy back, because he already just did, so this could be gamed. At least Roshan for Evo as they take down all 5 heroes of QWERT. Of course, Weaver's back up, but he was still on the way of getting back into that game. Doesn't have
I
much
thought
travel.
that... I really thought that Weaver was doing the buyback time lapse.
Yeah, he
or
had
at least
time lapse up,
buyback
I believe.
boots of travel, but he did not. Like, he ended up right by tier 3. And without Weaver, they have no way of turning that fight.
Yep.
And that, yeah, I mean, if I'm Evo, there's no reason for me to stop at this point. 65 seconds without Shadow Fiend, the big factor on QWERT.
Yeah.
I think this is their moment. This is their moment to take it and go to the next round.
I think so too. Starting on the tier 3 tower. No Song, no Shadow Fiend, no Ice Paths, only a Weaver and an H Prophet that are gonna die real fast as soon as Morphling sees them.
Yeah, they should just go for Megas, probably.
Yeah, Megas or tier 4s.
No, it's better to go for Megas, I think, because you might not be able to actually kill the Fountain. Sorry, the Ancient in time. You'd rather just have Megas.
GG EvoPlay called. They know it. QWERT has to give up. Evo goes to the next round. After a 56-minute game, they have to take on Empire in the next round. Empire, who was given a free pass to join in the second round of course, the EMS Cup 1, which you are watching right now. And hopefully we're going to see their new lineup.
Yeah, definitely. With Mag today, I think, but no Blow Your Brain, because he was left or kicked or something.
Left due to a dispute with Silence, I have read.
Really? Interesting.
Yes. So there's some fun farming going on. Apparently people said no to the question if they want to give up the game after the GG was called, but...
Oh, they cancelled?
Yeah, I think so.
That's funny. Alright, fair enough. Either way, I mean, good job of, Evo did a really good job. A few late game... I mean, we talked about that earlier in Starladder, like these teams that don't have quite as much experience. Sometimes the late game is so consequential, like even the slightest error or the slightest bit of not the same pageness of your team, like when everybody's not communicating and knows what you're doing, can just lose you the game instantly. And it's not that you're a bad team, like you could have incredibly talented players. QWERT played a really good game, especially Sasu's SF, and in the end just a couple fights spelled the difference between winning and losing.
Yeah, both teams play well. Just a mistake cost them kinda the racks in the game in the end, because QWERT just got nervous, felt like. But we'll see if Evo can do it again, if Evo can also take down Empire, a little bit more experienced team than QWERT. Stick around for a more EMS Cup 1. We are gonna jump ourselves into Evo versus Empire.